Hello, welcome back. My camcorder's finished charging. I did eat some French fry and had a break. And I'm to copy some video. My hard drive is full. Let's close my door. Let's try finish this silicon PDF. So I not understand much of this because I don't have a university degree in chemical science or material science, or I'm not a computer engineer. I have an old high school degree 25 years ago. But I not remember much because it's 25 years ago. I not remember much from my high school or mathematics or chemistry. But this is high level in this Wikipedia. That's like a university level introduction to the silicon on university level, or high level for high level on high school. But you can get many books with many thousands of pages about this metal. I don't think silicon is a metal or not. I don't know if it's a part of a metal. I have to adjust my camcorder a little bit. No, let's do it again. I think it was standing right. Yes, but let's try finish and go to the next. Now it's standing stupid. I have to spend a little time to adjust it. Good. Let's just read from here. But I have to read. I forgot, I just stopped the reading. We have to start again from the top. I need half a minute to go back to my bed and drink my cola. But the weather have changed today in Denmark. It's been like 30 degrees hot in my living room, like 1 month. But we have the 1st September next week, so yes, let's try to finish this. I think I will go and get my blankets. I like to have a little piece of the blanket on my chest. I'm not freezing, but I'm in t-shirts and shorts and bare legs. This is either burning hot in my apartment or is cold. It's never just nice. It's cold and hot.
Continue to absorb light, but when the energy is converted to the ground state, it does not release a photon, quenching the material. The third method uses different approach by measuring the photocurrent emitted by quantum dots instead of monitoring the photoluminescent display. If the concentration of the desired chemical increases, then the photocurrent given off by the nanocrystals will change in response. 106. Biological role. A diatom, enclosed in a silica cell wall. Although silicon is readily available in the form of silicates, very few organisms use it directly. Diatoms, radiolaria, and siliceous sponges use biogenic silica as a structural material for their skeletons. In more advanced seed plants, the silica phytoliths, opal phytoliths, are rigid microscopic bodies occurring in the cell. Some plants, for example rice, need silicon for their growth. 107, 108, 109. Silicon has been shown to improve plant cell wall strength and structural integrity in some plants. 110, 109. Several horticultural crops are known to protect themselves against fungal plant pathogens with silicon, to such a degree that fungicide application may fail unless accompanied by sufficient silicon. Nutrition. Silicaceous plant defense molecules activate some phytolexins, meaning some of them are signaling substances producing acquired immunity. When deprived, some plants will substitute with increased production of other defensive substances. 109. Life on Earth is largely composed of carbon, but astrobiology considers that extraterrestrial life may have other hypothetical types of biochemistry. Silicon is considered an alternative to carbon, as it can create complex and stable molecules with 4 covalent bonds, required for a DNA analog, and it is available in large quantities. 111. Marine microbial influences. Diatoms uses silicon in the biogenic silica, BSiO2, form, 112, which is taken up by the silicon transport protein, SIT, to be predominantly used in the cell wall structure as frustules. 113. Silicon enters the ocean in a dissolved form such as silicic acid or silicate. 114. Since diatoms are one of the main users of these forms of silicon, they contribute greatly to the concentration of silicon throughout the ocean. Silicon forms a nutrient-like profile in the ocean due to the diatom productivity in shallow depths. 114. Therefore, less concentration of silicon in the upper ocean and more concentrations of silicon in the deep /lower ocean. Diatom productivity in the upper ocean contribute to the amount of silicon exported to the lower ocean. 115. When diatom cells are lysed in the upper ocean, their nutrients like iron, zinc, and silicon are rebrought to the lower ocean through a process called marine snow. Marine snow involves the downward transfer of particulate organic matter by vertical mixing of dissolved organic matter. 116. It has been suggested that silicon is considered crucial to diatom productivity, and as long as there is silicic acid available for diatoms to utilize, the diatoms can contribute to other important nutrient concentrations in the deep ocean as well. 117. In coastal zones, diatoms serve as the major phytoplanktonic organisms and greatly contribute to biogenic silica production. In the open ocean, however, diatoms have a reduced role in global annual silica production. Diatoms in North Atlantic and North Pacific subtropical gyres only contribute about 5 to 7% of global annual marine silica production. The Southern Ocean produces about 1/3 of global marine biogenic silica. 84. The Southern Ocean is referred to as having a biogeochemical divide. 118. Since only minuscule amounts of silicon are transported out of this region. Human nutrition. There is some evidence that silicon is important to human health for their nail, hair, bone, and skin tissues. 119. For example, in studies that demonstrate that premenopausal women with higher dietary silicon intake have higher bone density, and that silicon supplementation can increase bone volume and density in patients with osteoporosis. 120. Silicon is needed for synthesis of elastin and collagen, of which the aorta contains the greatest quantity in the human body. 121, and has been considered an essential element. Winking sad smiley. 122. Nevertheless, it is difficult to prove its essentiality, because silicon is very common, and hence, deficiency symptoms are difficult to reproduce. 123, 124. Silicon is currently under consideration for elevation to the status of a plant beneficial substance by the Association of American Plant Food Control Officials, APFCO. 125, 126. Safety. People may be exposed to elemental silicon in the workplace by breathing it in, swallowing it, or having contact with the skin or eye. In the latter two cases, silicon poses a slight hazard as an irritant. It is hazardous if inhaled. 127. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, has set the legal limit for silicon exposure in the workplace as 15 mg/m3 total exposure and 5 mg/m3 respiratory exposure over an 8-hour workday. The National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, NIOSH, has set a recommended exposure limit, REL, of 10 mg/m3 total exposure and 5 mg/m3 respiratory exposure over an 8-hour workday. 128. Inhalation of crystalline silica dust may lead to silicosis, an occupational lung disease marked by inflammation and scarring in the form of nodular lesions in the upper lobes of the lungs. 129. See also: amorphous silicon, black silicon, covalent superconductors, list of countries by silicon production, list of silicon producers, monocrystalline silicon, silicon nanowires, SINs, polycrystalline silicon, printed silicon electronics, silicon tombak, Silicon Valley, silicene, transistor. References: 1 Standard Atomic Weights, Silicon. CO.
Yes, I did not know that. We were so close to the end of the document, but that's good, because I not understand much of this, because I don't have a university degree in chemical science, or I'm not a chemical engineering, but I just did read it, and if I have to read it many times if I should understand more, but I don't have time for that because I have 1000 others PDF. Yes, I have so many references. That was last edit, yesterday. So let's continue this one.